Welcome in CBS Sports NBA insider Bill Reiter and CBS Sports basketball analyst Tim Doyle. Without Steph Curry, the Warriors went from a 6.5-point favorite to a 1-point underdog. Tim, do you still like Golden State to win without Curry?
Absolutely not. The line is begging you. Hakeem Dermish, it's whispering in your ear. It's smelling your earlobe saying, come on, take the Warriors. It feels good. It feels good to party. Don't do it. The line is screaming who you need to bet in this game. You need to bet the Pelicans. And what have the Pelicans done? Oh, they've played some horrendous basketball as of late. But Steph Curry is the most valuable player in the NBA. Is he the best? That's debatable. You can probably make some cases for LeBron and Kevin Durant. But if you plucked Steph Curry off of the Warriors and just the Warriors played by themselves, there's absolutely no way they would make the playoffs. They'd probably be one of the top 5 worst teams in the entire NBA. He makes everybody else better because when he's on the court, you have to be aware, and then other guys get shots. All right, he's not playing. And then the ultimate glue guy, Draymond Green, he's not playing. I know, Bill, there's not much to get excited about the Pelicans about, but don't do it, Billy. I'm telling you, you can't bet the Warriors in this game.
See, I know what you're doing here because you know I'm a huge Steve Kerr fan. I'm a huge GP2 fan. You know this because you are a regular listener to the radio show I do for CBS Sports Radio. So you know I am on the other side of the thing. You just described, right? What would the Warriors be without Steph Curry? A bottom 5 team, not a playoff team, a disaster. Yeah, they might be the New Orleans Pelicans, only they'd be well coached. They'd have some guys who know how to play defense. I hear what you're saying. I know it's the second night of a back-to-back, but give me some Jordan Poole. Give me some resurgence of Andrew Wiggins. Give me the gloves, son, GP2. I love the Warriors +1. I'm all in.
Yeah, give me the mitten. I need the mitten to have a big game. I'm
Give
with
me the
Bill.
mitten.
I'm with Bill. I'm riding with Bill here, Tim. Warriors tied with the Suns for the best record in the NBA. Suns host the Clippers tonight. DeAndre Ayton, Jay Crowder, JaVale McGee cleared COVID protocols, but will not play tonight due to conditioning. Phoenix still has Devin Booker and Chris Paul facilitating and distributing. Suns are a 10.5-point favorite against the Clippers, who are sans Paul George. Totals 221. Both teams playing to the over recently. Bill, you picking a side or eyeing the total?
Now, I'm avoiding the side. I'm going with the over. I know it's a really high number, and if you look at the number of points per game for both these teams over the year, it looks high. But since Paul George went down, it's been a Clippers team that has been just atrocious defensively. And you said it, the overs have started to hit since he's been gone. I love the over. And look, this isn't scientific. It's human psychology. But Chris Paul is a very competitive guy in every situation. But when he's playing a friend of his like LeBron James or a former team like the Los Angeles Clippers, I'm telling you, there's another level of focus and a desire to absolutely run up the score. I like the over here, but I'm avoiding the line.
No, it's like this former lover of mine that, she broke my heart. I check out pictures of her now on social media, and her husband's ugly. And secretly, that makes me happy. My point is, that's what Chris Paul does when he looks back at the Clippers. He goes, oh, look how bad that's going right now. I watched the Clippers last game. They shot 50% against the T-Wolves, and they got blown out at home by the T-Wolves. How does that even happen? I was watching the game being like, oh, this team doesn't guard anybody. This could be like the old 140-110 type of game where Phoenix gets whatever they want on the offensive end. The Clippers are a complete mess as far as figuring out who their go-to guy is. They're missing assignments. The T-Wolves made 15 threes against the Clippers. They're an absolute nightmare. Although I did just see that my former ex, or just my ex, I guess, she just went to the Bahamas, and you should have saw, Bill and Akeem, the starfish she caught. It was like the biggest starfish. The starfish was like 3 feet tall. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm stalking her on social media, but her husband's ugly. I'm happy with my own life. I have 2 kids and 1 more on the way. And I think Chris Paul's pretty happy with his life. Went to the NBA Finals. I don't think that this is a championship caliber team. I think the Suns had their opportunity last year, but they have the opportunity to put the smackdown in this game. I'll lay the points here, Akeem.
All right, let's go to the East. Celtics and Knicks clashing at the Garden, where Boston's a short 2-point favorite. Totals 208 and a hook. Celtics coming off a 2-point loss to the Spurs last night. Both the Celtics and Knicks had the same record, 18 and 20. They've split the season series thus far. Tim, who or what do you like in this spot?
I love something in this spot, okay, Akeem? I took out my gold hammer because I don't have like a little Home Depot hammer or a Lowe's hammer, whatever. This is real gold, okay? Who has been the best team in the NBA defensively since Christmas Day? If you answered the New York Knicks, you would be correct. They're holding opponents below 95 points a game. Opponents are shooting 40%, only 30% from three. Tom Thibodeau has done it. He solved the Cold War like Rocky did against Drago in Rocky IV. He's changed this team. Rocky was pleading for Russia to change, okay? Tom Thibodeau was pleading for this squad to guard somebody, figuring out an identity. That's exactly what they did. Boston, we don't know what we're going to get from Boston. They could be the best team in the NBA when they blow out the Suns recently, or they could lose to the Spurs and barely break 100 points. So, I just think that they've changed, and that's been the amazing part. You know who else changed was Rocky's son. It wasn't the same actor in Rocky IV as it was to Rocky V, and then he kind of goes in and out a lot. And then he's the lawyer, and then he got really sophisticated. He doesn't want to see Rocky because Rocky gets dumb to smart, then he gets back to dumb again. Don't be dumb and bet over in this game. Billy, hammer the under in this spot.
Look, I've come unprepared for any Facebook stalking of a former lover, so I can't turn this segment into a Paul Simon song and figure out whether anybody's still crazy after all these years. So I'll just go with a whole bunch of data. I love that bet. I think for me the value is in the over. I got it at 207.5. I think it's 208.5 now. But over the course of the year, Knicks games tend to go about 210 points per game. Celtics games 215 points per game. But that total's been higher over the last few weeks for each of these teams. And the two times they faced each other, their pace of play. That's why the number is so low. I mean, 207, 208 is the basement of an over-under because they're the two slowest teams in terms of pace of play. But that hasn't been true when they've played each other. They tend to get after each other a little bit. Things speed up. I like the over tonight.
If I can change, yous can change. Everybody can change. Tim is going to explain why he has his hands on his face in just a moment. He's gonna. It's a tease. It's a deep tease here. The Detroit Pistons have the second worst record in the NBA, just in front of the Magic. Pistons visiting Ja Morant and the Grizzlies as 12.5-point dogs. Memphis fourth in the West. Morant scored 26 in a win against the Cavs on Tuesday, their sixth straight win. Tim, are you still considering the name of the third child, Ja Morant Doyle, or Ja Morant Doyle, or some variation?
Correct. It's being considered right now. We're about 20 days outside of the birth of my third child, and my wife has completely built a fort in our bedroom. I tap her on the head to say goodnight to her because there's pillows everywhere. She's got pillows up here, and she's as big as a house, but I love her. Okay, we're at the finish line, and we're almost there. So yes, Ja Morant Doyle is being considered. Maybe John Anthony, that would be Ja. Maybe Vince. I'm not really sure what the winner is going to be. But I hate betting against the Pistons. Little known fact, my dad played for the Pistons, okay? And his stats for the Pistons were pretty simple. He was a 30-30-30 guy. If they were up by 30 or down by 30, he got in for 30 seconds. Speaking of 30, check out what Ja Morant's doing last 6 games. He's averaging 30. I got Grizzlies Southwest Division Championship tickets. Yes, I am the one who have them at plus 400 in their division, a division that was heavily favored to be the Mavericks. I'm going to lay the points in this game. I think if they want to win this game, Bill, by 40, they would win this game by 40. But there's absolutely, I'm not betting on the Pistons. But when they won the title in 88, 89, 90, my dad got a check, a residual check, like he was a extra on Seinfeld for $500. And I remember that money at the time meant a lot to our family.
Look, I want to honor the Doyle family. I've been looking to do that. I've been looking for an opportunity. I didn't know how, but I could tell the universe was saying, Bill, you need to honor this American family, the Doyle family. I'm going to honor your father. You're 30 for 30 for 30. Dad, look, this is a very marginal play for me. I'm not putting a lot of money on it. I've got a little bit on it for fun. I just think there's a little bit of a pride factor. The Pistons got absolutely humiliated last night. But a few games ago, they beat the Milwaukee Bucks. They've gotten some players back. They're young, so a back-to-back's not going to bother them. 12.5? Yeah, give me a marginal. I'll take Detroit to celebrate the Doyle family and Papa Doyle in his days in the NBA if I'm getting 12.5 to go along with it.
That's one of the go-to Tim Doyle stories. Whenever we talk Pistons, we always go to that, and I always look forward to it. I'm the kind of guy that I like hearing the same story sometimes. Maybe just call me crazy, but I'd like to see if there's any variation that Tim throws into that story, the 30 for 30 for 30. What if I told you there should be a 30 for 30 for Papa Doyle? But look, I like hearing it. I do, honestly, because I like to see if there's any holes in the story. So I go, no, but Tim, didn't you go to Times Square and your dad told you that it was Disney World? That's what I like to do, because I've heard the story so many times. Let's focus on the prop market. Get your tippy top prop tonight. Bill, I'll start with you. What stands out to you?
So the prop that I was going to go with was going to be a Steph Curry prop. So I think I'm just going to honor Tim Doyle by going along with whatever it is that he's got cooking.
Thank you, Bill. I have a full screen being built right now as we're speaking because I like over with Ja Morant. We saw the last 6 games, but man, he has been balling right now. I thought he couldn't shoot. You remember that? Oh yeah, you remember when everyone was saying, "Wow, Tim Doyle's an idiot. How could you possibly take Ja Morant over Zion?" I told everybody that Ja Morant should have been the first pick in the draft. As for Zion, he just cannot put down the knife and fork. If he gets in shape, look out. Maybe an MVP one day, but that's a big if right now. I'm going Ja Morant over. I see this game very similar to last night's game. This is a game the Grizzlies get 125, 130 points. And Ja Morant eats in this spot. So Ja Morant, you could be my third son. I love you in this spot. Go over. What do you think, Bill?
I'm jumping on that. I'm going to do it. And you know what? I'm also, if we're doing a family night and a little name dropping, only sort of time I'll ever tell this story. The nicest young man I ever met in a green room, humble, polite, sweet. I thought he was an intern, was Gary Payton II when I was working at Fox Sports 1 and GP and I were sitting there hanging out. I love that dude. So I'll go double for GP2. I think it's 10-1 or somewhere in that mix. I'm going to celebrate Papa Doyle and the Doyle family by doing a little Ja Morant before there's a Ja Morant Doyle in the world. And I'll go a little GP2 for a double-double tonight with Steph Curry out.
There you go. The Mitten and Ja Doyle. All right, let's get your all-on-the-line play. Bill, if you're only going to make one play tonight in the NBA, what's it going to be?
I want to keep talking about Tim Doyle's family, but I guess I have to give you an answer.
You'll have to invite him on the radio show to do that.
Yeah, I mean, we don't do a lot of guests, and we've tried to have Tim on a lot, and we haven't been able to get through to his agent, so that's been, I didn't really want to air their dirty laundry. We've tried, but look, I know that, Tim, I got it. We're going to try to get you the car so we can get you on. I'll go over in Celtics Knicks. Like, I love that over. I'm going to pound that over, and I'm going to take the money that I win from that, and I'm going to get the chauffeured limousine that will finally get Tim Doyle on my CBS Sports radio show.
You know, Bill, normally we're dancing together. It's a two-step. We're flying a kite down by Lake Michigan together. We're on a tandem bike. You and I are usually in sync. Tonight, we're completely off sync. And I'm going to tell you a story about a boy, a ball, and a dream, right? This guy right here, okay? This guy right here was brought into Times Square, okay? This guy was brought into Times Square. Look how innocent, so young. And because my family was, not doing so great, we could never afford to go to Disneyland and have that experience, okay? So my dad took me into Times Square, and there was a Mickey Mouse, it was probably some homeless guy, and he took a picture with me in Mickey Mouse. And he told this boy right here his whole life he went to Disneyland, right? And the reality was, Bill, it wasn't. It was Times Square. And then I found out when I was 16 years old that the mouse ears that I had were fake. They were actually from my cousin who went to Disneyland. He had given them to me to take the picture in Times Square. Between this story
and your ex-lover's ugly ex-husband, I just want to reach through the camera and hug you. I just want to reach out and just tell you I love you, pal.
Tears. You never think it's going to be a therapy session here when you're picking games and trying to pick winners. But I'm on the opposite side of Bill. I think Tom Thibodeau's team's defending. I'm going to go under. So I'm sorry that happened to you, okay? I'm sorry, all right? It wasn't your fault. It's not your fault.
What a sad story. What a sad story. But now, with all your winnings, Tim, you can actually go to the real Disney World or Disneyland if you want, or Legoland. It's great stuff. I don't know if I'll be able to get through this full screen. Let's try. Bill, Tim, great stuff. All right, here's the NBA selections. Look, sometimes you laugh on TV and you have fun, and people are like, oh, what are they laughing for? There's a bunch of clowns. We're having fun. We're giving you winners. That's what we're doing, okay? Warriors, Pelicans, they're split. Over in the Suns to play, maybe go correlated there. Over, under, they're clashing here with the Celtics and Knicks, and that's their all-on-the-line play. So I guess pick your favorite analyst here. If you like Bill, go over in that game. If you like Tim better, go on the under. Pistons, Grizzlies, they're split there. But, hey, you know what? Having fun here. The top player prop, Gary Payton II, double-double, plus 1,000, maybe a little sprinkle there. And Ja Morant over 25.5 points on this night. Coming up, we turn our attention to the NFL, where we've got our first Week 18 in NFL history. Todd Furman and Pete Prisco join the show with their best bets for the final week of the regular season. This is CBS Sports HQ.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.